Now then everybody, and welcome to this week's video where I'm going to be looking at the Panasonic S1's custom dials, which are located on the top of its body. Now the Panasonic S1 has 5 custom modes in total, or 5 custom positions that you can set the camera on. And each one of these custom dials I've got set to different things which help me on my everyday filming with the camera. Now these custom dials are fantastic for you to get really fast settings that you might use on a regular basis, and to have the knowledge that you don't need to worry about adjusting things like your shutter speed, your frame rate, even your aperture. So that's how I use my custom buttons, and I'm really keen to get into this video to show you how I set mine up and then show you guys how you can set yours up as well. So without further ado, you're going to join me downstairs where we're going to look at the camera as I'm filming with it right now with a bit more detail. Right, so I've just turned on the Panasonic S1, and currently the mode up here is just set to the movie manual mode. And what I'm going to do is show you my custom dials. So if I turn the camera into custom mode C1, as you can see just there, this is set to .mov 10-bit 4K 24 frames with a shutter speed of 50 and aperture of 1.4 and ISO of 640. Now with this custom mode, I have all of the settings dialed in to complement each other. So the 24p with the 50 shutter, so it's double the frame rate, or near enough double, because the S1 doesn't allow you to increment to 48, unlike some of the Panasonic cameras like the GH5. So this is how custom setting, this is my custom 1 setting. So that's how I've got custom 1 set up. Custom 2. Now this is set up slightly differently, and this is again the beauty of having custom buttons, is you can dramatically change and jump between your settings. So this time round I've got it set to .mov 10-bit full HD 60p with a shutter of 125, aperture of 1.4 and ISO of 50. So again, I've quickly adjusted that so that I can shoot full HD in 60p, so it allows me to do a little bit of slowdown in post. Custom button 3. Now this one, again, you're going to struggle to see anything because it is quite a low lit room, but this is set to 150 frames per second, and this is the MP4 full HD, and it will conform this to a 30p timeline, so it'll slow the footage down to a 30p timeline. Now this is the Panasonic's high frame rate mode, so it doesn't allow you to capture in 10-bit 422, but it will give you a compressed high frame rate video file at the end of it. And again, I've got my shutter set to double the frame rate and my ISO set to 50 and aperture 1.4. Now the beauty of the S1 is you also get another 2 custom 3 modes as well. So if I just go into my menu system, in custom 3 you get an extra menu system, and this allows me to jump between C3.2, and C3.2 is actually the same full HD 10-bit 25p, but this time with the APS-C crop mode activated, and C3.3 is pixel, so it's the second crop mode activated as well. So yeah, this is one of the best features of, you know, setting your own custom buttons, is it is completely your customization. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to customize your buttons. So to do this, I'm actually going to go back to C1, because I'm not actually really happy with C1. So I'm going to change the settings and then save it to C1 so you can see what it does. So what I want to do for C1 is I actually want to adjust not only my resolution, but I want to adjust my picture profile as well. So rarely do I actually film in 4K. The reason I don't choose to film in 4K is a lot of my outputs are just HD timelines, and also the data rate as well. I've only got a 64GB card in this camera. So what I'm going to do is jump down, and I'm going to go back over to 10-bit full HD 25p. I'm also going to Just make sure that my peaking is set to blue, and this is another thing, you can actually make sure that all of your custom settings that you choose have the same focus colour. For me it's just a way of housekeeping. I always like it to be +2 and blue, and yeah, the rest of it's fine because I've got it all set to manual focus anyway. And yeah, next I'm going to set my picture profile from Vlog just to standard. I really like the standard picture profile. And click OK. Manual is set. So once you've done that, say for example this is all I wanted to do. Oh, I quickly show you the way I focus. So if you want to change your focus so it's on the joystick as well, you just go over to the cog and then down to MF Assist, and your focus ring will be set to on. You want to change this to off and press joystick set to on. So just to show you the difference, if I have focus ring set to on as well, the moment I go to focus it jumps into the picture in picture. Well, I've actually got mine set to the full width of the screen, you might get picture in picture. I find that really annoying, so I just turn that off, but I have it on the joystick so that I do. And if you want to change it to full screen like myself, just MF Assist display, make sure it's set to full. Happy days. So yeah, so at this point if I wanted to change my shutter I could do, but double the frame rate is recommended, and f1.4. Again, if I know that I'm going to be filming you know, something that's really important, I might change my f-stops to something like f5.6, which is easier to achieve focus, but I'm going to keep it all like this. So once you're happy with the settings, what you have to do then is go into menu, jump down to the spanner, and then scroll down to the cog within the spanner and save to custom mode. And this is where we're going to choose custom mode 1. And it's going to ask me to overwrite, and I am, and set it, and it is done. So now if I go back to just regular manual movie mode, it's the settings that you saw earlier on, the Vlog, 4K 24 10-bit, and if I now switch to C1, it's got my .mov 10-bit Full HD 25p settings saved, and all of the other settings as well. And this is essentially how you do it. Right, so in a nutshell, that is how you set up the custom dials on the Panasonic S1. Tell me what you think you'll be setting yours up in. It's always good to see how other people set up their custom dials. If you want to know a little bit more about the way I set up my custom dials, please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. And in next week's video, we're going to be looking at how you can set up your own custom menu as well, because as you noticed in this week's video, that menu system on the Panasonic can get quite large and a bit confusing. And I'll show you how you can set up some shortcuts to, again, the menu systems that you might be using the most. So as always, everybody, thank you for joining me in this week's video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Please, on your way out, subscribe and like the video. It always helps out my channel. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.